Good evening and welcome to Kairi FM's Major News. I am Candy Charles. Here are the headlines making the news this evening. Nationally, there are encouraging results as efforts are underway to revive the CMOS manufacturing industry in Woodford Hill. In the region, the Pan American Health Organization says that the Caribbean should use vaccines to protect children from diseases. And internationally, President Biden says Cuba is a failed state and calls communism a universally failed system. The details of the news right after the break.
BIP Messenger is the new way to connect. Messaging made simple. Whether you're connecting with friends or family, celebrating a birthday, or just hanging out to chat, BIP's got you covered with up to 10 people on video calls. The new way to make sure we can all stay connected and be together. Start living, get BIPing. Download BIP today.
It is not a clothesline Kumeti had Ushishi. It is not the line your grandmother used to hang her Christmas cards. It is not an ordinary line. The Manikou had no chance. The core was stewed right on line. I'm talking about power. The Domlek high voltage power line. So, Domlek voulait faire changer as you rebuild a primaria. Power they stay away. Especially my business owners. If you need to do construction close to the lines, informez Domlek avant. Mundi ka the crane, bucket trucks, heavy duty, overhead equipment. Call Domlek first. 255-6103. High voltage line, that is deadly business. Angela and the Ipe, whether say TV or telephone line, DBC line. Lewe ma wika drive and by on kipanshi. She's squeezing his old knee. Avec a PJC, GGG.
Do you listen to Kairi? Download the Kairi FM Android app on Google Play Store for 24/7 radio on the go. Visit our website at www.kairifm.com and stay connected with all your favorite programs. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and never miss a beat on your genuine sound. Kairi FM.
Are you looking for good eggs? I mean quality fresh eggs straight from the farm? Well, we have exactly what you're looking for, no matter the quantity. We've got the right amount. Visit us at Prince City downstairs Kairi FM on Independence Street for your fresh farm eggs, or call telephone 448-7331, 448-7330 or 448-8752 and we'll get you your fresh farm eggs.
I'm not exaggerating, boiling with excitement.
Welcome back. We welcome our listeners on Variety Radio in Antigua and Flow TV channel 119 in St. Lucia. A small group of entrepreneurs in the Woodford Hill community is realizing encouraging results in the production of CMOS. The Fisheries Division, in collaboration with the Wooti CMOS Group, has begun work to rebuild the once lucrative and profitable Northeast CMOS industry. The Wooti CMOS Group was formed in March 2021 to teach young, unemployed single mothers the cultivation of the crop. The group recently successfully completed its first harvest. Minister for the Blue and Green Economy, Agriculture and National Food Security and Parliamentary Representative for the Woodford Hill community, Fidel Grant, was on site to assist with the sorting and grading process of the initial harvest. He says he is pleased with the results and satisfied that his ministry is able to provide the necessary support.
It's very exciting to see that from something so simple that you can generate revenue. And that is something that we are pushing within the ministry. How do we use our marine space to generate income? And it's more important and even more special for me as parliamentary representative to empower our young women, our single mothers at that, to earn a living for themselves. So as Parrep and coincidentally Minister, I am able to support them in this regard. And I think that the level of commitment that I have seen, the interest generated, is very encouraging, and I'm going to continue to provide the level of support, both moral support and financial support to the young women, because I believe that if we continue on this path as we have seen today, we can do a lot of great things as it relates to CMOS, not just in the constituency but in the country, and I'm very excited.
Minister for the Blue and Green Economy, Agriculture and National Food Security and MP for Woodford Hill, Fidel Grant. The group is receiving technical assistance from proprietor of Benjo CMOS, John Robin. Robin has pledged to support the group by purchasing from them the raw materials for his company.
On this day,
as you know, Dominica has not really taken on seaweed cultivation very seriously just yet. Most of the cultivation has been going on in St. Lucia. What we are focused on primarily is on the processing technology. But we have always had the knowledge, so we know how to cultivate seaweed. So should we decide to get into seaweed on a massive scale, we have the knowledge, and also what we are seeing also through this exercise. So the environment wood for it is very conducive, because while you have the mangrove area with all the nutrients coming into the sea, so it lends itself to an ideal condition to perpetuate the growth of the seaweed. So I think if we take this on serious, I'm telling you that we are going to do very well with seaweed cultivation in Dominica. What we need to do is to give them the support. So instead of, for example, in my case, instead of Benjo CMOS importing CMOS, we can get our raw material locally. And it's always wise to get at least a third of your raw material if you're processing from your own environment, because you could have lots of things. You could have war, you can't send in anything. You could have hurricane elsewhere and nothing can come in. So you need to secure your own local, domestic, raw material.
Proprietor of Benjo CMOS, John Robin. In just 6 weeks, the group was able to produce just about 40 pounds of dried CMOS. The product fetches $80 per pound on the local markets. The Wooty CMOS 8-member group is led by Wilson Honore. Government will present a close to $1 billion national budget for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. About half of that amount will go to the public sector investment program. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Roosevelt Skerrit, is expected to deliver the 2021 to 2022 budget addressed to Parliament on Wednesday, July 28th. In a post-cabinet statement, Minister for the Environment, Kozia Frederick, broke down the main aspects of the budget to be presented before Parliament.
On this day, the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance will deliver the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget address to the nation and seek Parliament's approval to appropriate an amount of $993.6 million from the Consolidated Fund. Of this amount, $438.9 million is allocated to government's Public Sector Investment Program. In this year's Public Sector Investment Program, government will advance projects geared towards the continued diversification and transformation of the economy. The development of the international airport will feature as the single most prominent project, with estimated expenditure of $75 million. This long-awaited project is here. It has started, and in the upcoming months, as work accelerates, its positive impact will become more visible in the country. On the budget day, the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance will also propose to Parliament a number of new policy measures which will bring additional economic benefits to our people. Many of these are crafted following feedback and consultation with the private sector, citizens, and residents. We pray God's guidance and protection of the beautiful nation Dominica and its people during this upcoming fiscal year.
Honorable Kozia Frederick. Member of Parliament for the Maho constituency, Rayburn Blackmore, has made a contribution of close to $300,000 for home repairs in his constituency. The check was handed over to the Maho, Jimit and Taru Village Council at a small ceremony on Thursday.
We also will be making a check of $200,000 available to the Maho, Jimit, Taru Village Council to continue some of the housing repairs that we have started and that we have not completed. And $93,000 extra for the same purpose is actually also made available to Kennefield, specific to Kennefield, for that same purpose.
Meantime, the Maho MP has also made available an amount of close to $375,000 to the council for outstanding payments to contractors.
You may recall that we had outstanding payments for a number of contractors. And I want to take time out here on behalf of the people of the Mao constituency to express my most profound gratitude to all the contractors for the patience that you have been able to display over the years for monies that have been owed to you for works that you have executed. So we, first of all, have to ensure that the outstanding payments for the contractors are actually paid, and then secondly, to complete the houses that we have started. So we have received from your government $374,811.20 for outstanding payments for our contractors. That amount also includes outstanding payments for works that were effected in the Kenfield area and all the other parts of the Mao constituency.
Mahu MP Rayburn Blackmore. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth, has called on more teachers to make themselves available for professional development. She was addressing the closing ceremony of the Dominica Association of Teachers, DAT, Summer Institute, where she revealed the adjustments that had been made to ensure that the necessary training and resources were available for professional development of teachers.
The Ministry of Education places high importance on professional development, and we support the DAT in this exercise annually. Every year, budget makes provision for support to DAT in having this workshop. And in particular this year, the budget was doubled from $20,000 to $40,000. So professional development for our teachers is important. And we still have some work to do in encouraging our teachers to take advantage of the professional development that is offered. And it is offered not only to DAT members, all the 1,000 plus teachers that we have. So we need each one of us here today. Probably you have to assist the DAT in encouraging teachers to make themselves available for professional development.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth. She says that it is not only encouraged but also mandated by law under the Education Act of 1997, as professional development for teachers is a high priority in the Ministry of Education. The family of the deceased, Kerwin Sloppy Prosper of Kingshill, has brought suit against police officers Matthew Cuffey, Bartholomew Nichols, Daniel Ormond, and the Attorney General of Dominica. The suit was filed for wrongful death and constitutional breach. Kairi Steve Vidal has more.
The suit claims that on Saturday, February 13, 2021, the deceased Prosper was arrested on suspicion of burglary at River Estate by police. Sadiki Devin Joseph and Keon Cuthbert George, the brothers of the deceased, claim that he appeared healthy, strong and vitalized at all material times before his arrest and detention by police. According to the suits, on the morning of Monday, February 15, 2021, the deceased, who was still in police custody at the holding cells, complained of chest pains, was transported to the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, where he made several complaints before he was examined and given a rib x-ray. They are claiming pain and suffering, fatality, funeral expense, loss of money seized by the police belonging to the deceased, including aggravated and exemplary damages, costs, interest, and further and or other relief as the court deems fit. Meantime, YouTuber Linworth Mysterix Mitchell has filed a lawsuit against police officer George Theophil and the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Dominica for false imprisonment, wrongful arrest, and constitutional breach. Mitchell, along with Joanza Stewart, were taken into police custody in the vicinity of the Prime Minister's residence in Mount Daniel after flying a drone in the area. The blogger is claiming special damages of $1,500 to his lawyer while in police custody and $5,000 for loss of earnings following the unlawful detention from March 4th to July 6, 2021 of his drone. He also claims other damages including aggravated and exemplary for wrongful arrest and false imprisonment, damages for his cellular phones and drone, cost, interest, and or other relief as the court deems fit. Joshua Francis is the attorney on record for both cases. Steve Vidal, Kairi FM News.
Our thanks to Steve Vidal for that report. The second of a four-part series aimed at highlighting Calypso will continue this evening at 8 p.m. at the Alliance Française de la Dominique. Creator of Creole Heartbeat magazine Leroy Waddix Charles has dubbed the month of July Calypso Month, and a wide range of activities have been organized to help promote the genre. This evening's event will take the form of a cocktail and panel discussion and will focus on the influence of Calypso in Dominica's culture.
I have known Curtis Augustus for all of my life. He has really been an instrumental figure in my life. Being a port worker, he mentored me, sent me to various seminars around the Caribbean while at the CCL, that's the Caribbean Conference of Labor in Barbados.
Our apologies. Come this weekend, Kairi FM is adding a new program to its Sunday morning repertoire. Listeners of the Genuine Sound of Dominica can look forward to Non-Stop Praises with host Heston Charles from this Sunday, July 18th. Non-Stop Praises is slated to begin at 5 a.m. and conclude at 7 a.m. Host Heston Charles invites all to be a part of this exciting new gospel program.
As your host and producer of Non-Stop Praises, keeping the praise going, we invite you to join us live on Kairi FM beginning this Sunday, the 18th of July from 5 to 7. Get your inspiration, get your motivation. Certainly experience a time of deliverance, experience a moment of victory, a moment of overcoming power. It's all happening beginning this Sunday on Kairi FM. Certainly it gives us great pleasure to get to your homes, to get to your vehicles, to get to you wherever you are as you enjoy praises and testimony. Beginning this Sunday is your opportunity to call in on Kairi to give your testimony and to give God thanks and praise for what God has done for you. That's what Non-Stop Praise is all about. We care for all, we love all, and we are certainly happy to be able to bring this to your home, bring this to your vehicle, to bring this to you wherever you are, and you can enjoy some of the best of gospel music beginning this Sunday. Non-Stop Praises, keeping the praise going.
Host of Non-Stop Praises, Heston Charles. In the region, the director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Dr. Carissa Etienne, says it is imperative to close the gap that separates children from vaccines that can protect them from dangerous diseases. Official data published today by the World Health Organization, WHO, and UNICEF show that 23 million children missed out on basic vaccines through routine immunization services in 2020. That is 3.7 million more than in 2019. Regarding the Americas, that also includes the Caribbean, Dr. Etienne acknowledged that COVID-19 restrictions and movement contributed to fewer vaccinations. In addition, many people were reluctant to go to health facilities to request vaccinations for fear of COVID-19 transmission. PAHO also noted that fueled by funding shortfalls, vaccine misinformation, instability, and other factors, a troubling picture is also emerging in the region of the Americas, where vaccination coverage continues to fall. It said just 82% of children are fully vaccinated with DTP, down from 91% in 2016. PAHO said that even prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, global childhood vaccination rates against tetanus, pertussis, measles, and polio had stalled for years, around 86%. And on the international scene, President Joe Biden said on Thursday that Cuba is a failed state and common communism is a failed system as protests play out against the Caribbean nation's repressive regime. During a news conference with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Biden said that the United States is looking into ways to possibly reinstate access to the internet in Cuba, but indicated that the U.S. is not considering reestablishing U.S. to Cuba remittances, that is, the practices of Americans transferring money to their Cuban relatives, over concerns that the regime may confiscate the funds. Cuba is unfortunately a failed state and repressing their citizens. There are a number of things that we would consider doing to help the people of Cuba, but it would require different circumstances or a guarantee that they would not be taken advantage of by the government, Biden said. Thousands of Cubans took to the streets across the island nation last weekend to protest chronic shortages of basic goods, curbs on civil liberties, and the government's handling of a worsening coronavirus outbreak, marking the most significant unrest in decades. You've just heard the national, regional, and international news. Here's a recap of the headlines. In the national focus, there are encouraging results as efforts are underway to revive the CMOS manufacturing industry in Woodford Hill. From the region, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, says the Caribbean should use vaccines to protect children from diseases. And internationally, President Biden says Cuba is a failed state and calls communism a universally failed system. And those were the major news headlines this evening. Catch Kairi News on the go 24 hours a day on www.kairifm.com. Also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/KairiFM or follow us on Twitter at KairiFM Dominica. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Kande Charles. Good evening.
It is not a clothesline committee Harushishi. It is not the line your grandmother used to hang her Christmas cards. It is not an ordinary line. The Manikou had no chance. The core was stewed right on line. I'm talking about power. The Domlek high voltage power line. So, Domlek voulait faire changer. As you rebuild a primaria, Pabody stay away. Especially my business owners. If you need to do construction close to the lines, informe Domlek avant. Mungika said the crane, bucket trucks, heavy duty, overhead equipment. Call Domlek first. 255-6103. High voltage line, that is deadly business. Angela in the Ipe, whether say TV or telephone line, they be say line. Lewe ma week drive and buy on